Okay, it's Sunday again. Got a bit presumptuous and started the game before even filming. So if you see a few gyrocopters buzzing around, that's just because we forgot. So it's 3,000 points. Is it meeting engagement?
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's my Dwarves versus Size Warriors of Chaos. So I won the roll, so I had to deploy my army first, and so I deployed his. Had a couple of scouts after that. He failed to seize the initiative, hence why I've, like I say, there's some gyrocopters flying around behind his lines. But I'll run through the army. We have 5 rangers, a gyrocopter who was over here, a gyro bomber which was over here, so 14 iron drakes, a organ gun, 29 warriors with great weapons with a runesmith and my Thane general. I've got 29 hammerers with a Thane BSB, 29 longbeards with shields with another runesmith, another gyrocopter, another one, a cannon, 5 more rangers who scouted just into the building, and another cannon. I was quite lucky, I didn't roll any ones for my stuff, so he's actually all deployed. That's it. So hand you over to Sai, see what he's got. If the camera turns off, that is.
Okay, my army is pretty much the same. Well, it's the same as last time. I did roll a couple of ones, so my main combat block with Festus and a chariot is unfortunately coming on first turn as reinforcements. Here I have a unit of Skull Crushers. I have a unit of 5 Noble Knights and a War Shrine. I have my Zinch BSB, I have another chariot, another 3 Skull Crushers, a Hell Cannon, Demon Prince, and a unit of Marauders. And yeah, I failed to seize initiative, so yeah, we're currently going through Oi's turn. So we'll see you at the end of Dwarves turn 1.
Okay, so it's the end of Dwarves turn 1. For movement wise, like I said, I moved these 2 gyrocopters up, or gyrocopter and gyro bomber. The iron drakes moved up a little bit. Everything else pretty much stayed where it was. Although I was heralding this army as a moving army. There's not much point moving towards that lot though, especially as those nasty old warriors are going to turn up soon. Definitely don't want to be too close to those. And so, obviously no magic, so I went to the shooting. My rangers managed to peel off the charm shield, which is good. These guys managed to do a single wound to the Skull Crushers. This managed to do 5 wounds to the Skull Crushers, which is nice. The cannon killed the last one, so that unit's completely gone now, which is good. And the other cannon attempted to shoot his chariot, but was too short. You know, hopefully my guys won't take offence by that little pun. And that was it really. So yeah, these guys are obviously out of range. So it's the end of Dwarves turn 1.
Okay, so the Dwarves pounded on the Warriors of Chaos bit, so it was trying to get some revenge. Unfortunately for me, the chariot here was a little bit desperate to get into the action, and needing exactly 19, so I needed a double 6. And failing a leadership test fairly miserably, I had to get in there. So yeah, I actually failed to get anywhere near, and I wouldn't have done anyway because he has the banner of don't want to be charged.
It's called that.
The banner of go away and stop bothering me.
Let me crack off a few rounds first.
Yeah, banner of hold on, give me a chance to shoot you a bit first.
Yeah.
So yeah, I remember this from last time playing Ollie. So as you can see with my my Demon Prince, I took steps to avoid any issues. So not even I could fail that charge now. Well, actually, I probably could. I dare say I'll find some way. But yeah, so with no charges other than that, I actually had to get my Demon Prince right over there, so he is an inch away from their flank. I also moved my Marauder Horseman well away from his scouting rangers, so hopefully they'll be out of the equation. Then everyone else just sort of moved up. My guys came on, so I finally got my full force. Then in the magic phase, I rolled a 9, got a channel, then cast Stream of Corruption, killing 5 of the Iron Drakes, which was pretty nice. And then I tried to 6 dice for Plague Wind. Ollie used his Spell Eater rune and successfully destroyed it. And then we went to shooting phase. And then this is where my old Hell Cannon got its revenge, or got some revenge, and actually wiped out his organ gun, which was absolutely brilliant. So that's one less thing to shred my Demon Prince with, although he's still got 2 cannons. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, other than that, it was a pretty good turn. So even though I lost my Skull Crushers, he did lose his fairly expensive piece of artillery and 5 Iron Drakes, which is pretty nice. So I'd say it's about even Stevens at the moment. So yeah, we'll move on to Dwarf turn 2.
Okay, so it's the end of Dwarves turn 2. So lots of moving happened. There's still no charging. The Iron Drakes moved up a bit more. The Gyro Bomber moved over here, hoping to get annoying next time. It did only move 10, so he was able to fire his gun this time, as did this Gyrocopter. This one marched over here, and this one flew over here, so he was able to shoot. These guys just moved around a little bit, this guy's moved up a bit, and that's pretty much it. So in the shooting phase, this guy flamed for Marauder Horseman, which was really good. Passed his panic test. These Rangers shot at the Demon Prince and actually took a wound off of him against all the odds, which was amazing. This guy fired his clatter gun at the Warriors, killed one of them, which is a good start. This cannon failed to hit the Demon Prince, it was just short. And this one managed to hit him square on, wound him, so I failed his ward save and I rolled 1 wound. So he's actually taken 2 wounds now, but he is still alive, which is a problem. These guys shot the Demon Prince as well, hoping to match their counterparts over there, but didn't do anything. This guy fired his breath weapon, did nothing. And that was it. So it's the end of Dwarves turn 2. So getting a bit scary now with that Demon Prince so close. So I'll have to see if I can blow it up or something, help me out in size turn 2.
Okay, the Skull Crushers charged the chaff, the Gyrocopter. Everyone else moved up. The Demon Prince also charged. Into the Iron Drakes. Sorry. And yeah. He got in and magic phase was I rolled a 7. Then I managed Miasma Pestilence him, and then Ollie dispelled Curse the Leper. Then with that, it was the shooting phase. I scattered a shot that was going on to his unit hammerers, which is unfortunate because it would be nice. Copped quite a few if I'd hit. And then, in the close combat phase, I butchered the Gyrocopter and overrun 4 inches, which is a little bit crap, as I've now got a bit of a dodgy flank cannon shots coming my way. But other than that, not too bad. as the Demon Prince remained locked in combat as I whiffed a bit. Rolled quite a lot of ones, but it was good because I kind of wanted them to hold. So yeah, with that, it's now time for it should be Dwarves turn 3.
Okay, so it's in the Dwarves turn 3. Dwarves got a bit fruity, they started charging stuff. So these guys charged the Skull Crushers in the flank, which was excellent. It's kind of what I was hoping for. And these guys charged the Demon Prince in the flank, which is probably the dumbest idea I've ever had, but I got caught in the moment, so did it anyway. That was all for charges. Movement wise, the Rangers over there marched up. They're not really going to do much, but you never know. This gyrocopter moved over here, so it was able to fire off its weapon, and moved 10. Same with this one. The gyro bomber flew over this unit to redirect and was able to drop a bomb on them. And that was it for movement. Then the shooting phase. This guy fired his breath weapon, did nothing to the BSB or the Knights. This guy, on the other hand, dropped his bomb, direct hit, killed 5 warriors. Or no, maybe not 5, killed 3. Sorry, how many did it kill? The bomb?
The Demon Prince killed 9.
No, the gyro bomber.
Oh, well, the gyro bomber killed 8.
8. Well, no, it was the breath weapon as well, wasn't it? That killed 3. So 5 in total.
Yeah, gyro bomber killed 5 and the breath weapon killed 3. So
Yeah. So the gyro bomber, the big bomb killed 3. The secondary bomb, which I got off, managed to kill another 2. And then the breath weapon from this gyrocopter killed another 3. So I killed 8 of those, which was excellent. And I've also managed to redirect them with it, so that was great. The clatter gun did nothing. So they did really well. The cannons, on the other hand, didn't. Well, one of them actually killed the chariot outright, which was nice. And actually, the other one, although he didn't actually hit the knights, he did put 3 wounds on the war shrine. So that wasn't bad. These guys fired at the knights, did nothing. So that was it for shooting. This was a massive success. I was strength 5 with armor piercing. Managed to do a couple of wounds, but it was the static combat res that beat in the end. And I won the combat by 6. So he fled off the table, although I did actually pursue him. He did actually clip the table. So they're a bit out of position now, but the Skull Crushers are gone, which is nice. This, on the other hand, didn't go quite as well. I'm going to charge these guys in, hoping to knock the last 2 wounds off. Because obviously he went first and he has a breath weapon, he managed to get a single wound back from Soul Feeder. And then when I did actually attack back, he killed quite a few more with his Thunder Stomp. And I knocked a wound off with my general. So I've lost my hatred now, but he hasn't got a breath weapon. And he's got 2 wounds left, so might be able to kill him before he kills all of those, but I don't know. We'll have to find out. But as I'm hitting on 6s with the rank and file, obviously you've got Miasma Pestilence on the Iron Drakes at the moment, so they all need 6s other than the 2 characters, so it's not great. And obviously the static combat res is doing nothing for me because he's unbreakable, so probably going to get flank charged by these knights as well, which is not good. But you know, you got to try, haven't you? So that's it. So it's the end of Warriors of Chaos. Sorry, not Warriors of Chaos. Dwarves turn 3.
Okay, it's the end of Warriors of Chaos turn 3. I did plenty of charging this turn, so the Chaos Warriors had to basically charge the Gyro Bomber to get rid of it. It wisely chose to flee. I then declared a charge with the Knights on the same Gyro Bomber, made it flee again, and then redirected into the Iron Drakes. Then the BSB on the Demonic Mount charged into the flank of the Warriors. And then basically between everyone, I killed another 2 Iron Drakes, the Runesmith and the Chaos Knight Champion duked it out, but both had a pillow fighting contest. And then the Demon Prince killed swathes of, well, the Demon Prince and the BSB killed swathes of Dwarf Warriors. Although obviously the Warriors are steadfast, but the Iron Drakes weren't, and they scarpered, but not before the little buggers, 3 of them mind, managed to put a wound on that Demon Prince. So those Iron Drakes are freaking nails. So yeah, it's pretty brutal at the moment. So yeah, it's now time for, well, sorry, I should have said, my guy here, he failed his leadership test. He rolled an 11 and decided that he needed a bit of time to get in on the action, so he stormed forward 14 inches. So yeah, it's now time for Dwarves turn 4.
Okay, it's the end of Dwarves turn 4. So there's no charges. I move the gyrocopter over here, doing a dive bomb. This one over here. These guys reformed, or swift reformed in fact. These guys just positioned a bit, just to get the standard bearer in range of the warriors over there, as he has the Master Rune of Groth One Eye, which goes stubborn to anyone within 12. These guys moved out of the tower, sensing I'd need those in a bit. That's pretty much it. And then the gyrocopter failed to rally but didn't actually run off the board, and the Iron Drakes did rally, so that was nice. So that was it for that. Shooting phase, like I said, I did a dive bomb and I fired my breath weapon, killed a few more of those. Not sure how many I killed. Do you remember how many I killed?
3.
3. So kill 3 more of those, it's not bad. So that was it for those. So they couldn't fire. This cannon decided to blow itself up after shooting at the Hell Cannon. And this one fired at the Hell Cannon, got past all his saves, but only did 1 wound to it, so it was a shame. So Gaston's failing me. Then in the close combat over here, he killed, my Runesmith had some success. He survived the Knight Champion and then killed him, so that was excellent. The trouble is now he's right in front of a Demon Prince as he goes back to his normal spot, which is not so good. Yeah, so he slaughtered all but 2 of my warriors. I did nothing to him, but I'm stubborn, so that's alright. So I'm stubborn 10 with a reroll, so I can handle that. So I'm holding him up a bit longer, so it's the best I can hope for really, because that's not going to end well. And that was it. So it's the end of Dwarves turn 4.
Okay, it's the end of Warriors Chaos turn 4. We just had a little stop for dinner. That's basically there were no charges. My Chaos Warriors reformed. Then the War Shrine moved forward. In the magic phase, I tried to cast some spells, but nothing happened. And it came to close combat. The Demon Prince wiped out the last of the warriors. He then curb stomped the Rune Priest into the ground. My BSB had to issue a challenge, and it was accepted by the Thane, who is decked out to the nines. So we basically both did nothing to each other, as my BSB is also geared to the nines. So it's a bit of a nothing there. And that, basically that's it. So it's now time for Dwarves turn 5.
Okay, so it's in the Dwarves turn 5. The Gyrocopter rallied. I attempted to charge with the Hammerers, which was a little bit foolish, but luckily I didn't make it. On the flank of these guys. Obviously if I'd made it, I could have crushed them, but it would have left him not being stubborn, which was really bad. So It's quite handy that I did fire it in this case, so got a bit lucky there. But luckily I did have a backup plan in case I failed the charge, as it was quite a long one. I was just going to shoot gyrocopters at him, so that's what I did. Movement wise, these guys just moved up. Like I said, I didn't want to engage them in the front anyway, but they're going to be handy there. So it looks like they're going to come to blows now. That's pretty much it. So for shooting, the Iron Drakes, who managed to rally, well, they made it rally last time, but they're moving to the building to shoot this. Did a wound to it, but it's still alive. The Ranger shot it, did nothing. Cannon managed to miss it. It was just short. And then between these two gyrocopters, I killed like another 5 or 6 warriors. Caused a panic test, but they held. These gyrocopters are doing amazing things. Very happy with them. And then for close combat, it was just my general versus that lot. And obviously I'm still in a challenge, holding this lot up. He did a wound to me, I did nothing to him, but I'm stubborn 10 with a rear roll, because I failed that charge thankfully. So he held, although he did actually pass the first time. So yeah, pretty happy with that, and it's now size turn 5.
Okay, it's the end of Warriors Cast turn 5. The Warriors, having lost now a considerable number of guys, they're down to like almost 50% casualties. They had to charge the Dwarfs, and yeah, they got in there and they chopped up 6 guys. So they get like a rather nice parry, which hopefully disappears in their phase.
Yeah, it does, yeah.
Well, not that it would have made much difference, because Ollie rolled mostly 6s for his parries anyway. But yeah, I lost 2 guys, and he lost 6, but he was steadfast. So yeah, that was there. He easily passed his leadership. I moved up the War Shrine to redirect, because I didn't want him charging me in the flank and then finishing that unit, because I really need that unit to survive. Whether or not they get the points back from these guys, probably not, but I need them to survive. And then over there in the combat, old Ninja Horse Boy unfortunately failed to do anything. My Zinch BSB still locked in close combat, whiffed all of his attacks, so his horse had to show him how it was done. But unfortunately the armour of the Thane proved too good, and likewise the armour of my BSB proved too good to take a wound back. The Thane stood there resolutely. They did get a little bit scared, but thankfully the BSB waved his banner a bit and he was heartened by this. So yeah, it was just sat there in the grind still, stalemate.
I'll point out now that the Thane's got runes, so he's toughness 6 with 3 wounds and a 1-up save.
Yeah,
so he's pretty tough. Yeah,
he's pretty nasty. So I'm needing 4s, then 5s to do anything, and then he's still got 3-up armor save. So yeah, it's pretty good. My dude, my Hell Cannon, he scored big style on that nice big unit of Dwarf Hammerers, killing 14 in total. He got a perfect hit in the centre of the unit, wiping them, like I say, killing 14, which was great. Although they were still steadfast and didn't want to go anywhere. So yeah, it's getting on. Sorry, drop that. It's getting pretty close. There's still points tied up here, there, and everywhere that both of us need to pick up. So yeah, we're just seeing how it's going. So yeah, it's now time for the last game turn. So it's Dwarves at turn 6.
Okay, this is in the Dwarves turn 6. I charged the Hammerers into the War Shrine. I went all in and charged both gyrocopters into the rear of the Chaos Warriors, thinking as I'm going first, might be able to kill enough to make it not really worth attacking the gyrocopters, so just give me some extra combat res. these guys stayed where they were. Gyro Bomber moves over here just to fire his clatter gun at the Stonehorn. Didn't bother moving these because they're out of sight of everything and they're not going to do anything other than that. The shooting phase, the cannon amazingly did another wound to the Hell Cannon. So it's chipped 2 wounds off it now over like 7 turns. So that was pretty crap. These guys are out of range of anything, so they couldn't do anything. And then in close combat, he managed to do another wound to my Thane General. But as he's got plenty of wounds, he's actually got 3 wounds, so he's got 1 left. And he's holding that lot up, still stubborn with a reroll and 10, which is excellent. So just need him to hold a bit longer to keep his points. These guys chopped up the War Shrine, which was great, although it did manage to kill a good few of them, or like 2 or 3, which was pretty bad. And then in this combat, thankfully because I did charge the gyrocopters in, killed a good number of them, and actually won the combat by 2. Unfortunately he held though. I think if I'd beaten that unit and overrun, or killed it at least, I would be in pretty good shape to win this game, but as it stands I don't think I've got enough points. But we'll have to see. But as it's size turn 6 coming up, it could all change. So, well, he might blow his Demon Prince up or something, you never know. Let's hope. Right, so the game's over, and this time we really did have to add up the points because we didn't have a clue who won, although I did suspect So I'd won. But we added it up, so I got 802 points, and I got 920. Yeah, so it was actually a victory to the Dwarves by not a lot at all. Well, was that 12 points difference, isn't it?
18 point difference from 18 points from being.
Oh yeah, 18 points. Yeah. So yeah, that was amazing. What can I say? I think we all know who man of the match is. Is that tough little bastard over there?
Oh yeah.
Who held up, well, probably like half his army.
I think other than that, it's probably your gyrocopters.
Yeah, the gyrocopters did amazing this game. I love those guys. I'm really glad I got some now. They were just brilliant. I was initially just thinking them as chaff, but they started killing stuff. And they were messing with this unit for ages. They reduced, well, pretty much to half the unit strength before they even got into combat. Unfortunately, even at half strength, they're pretty nasty. But still, I think particularly against like lesser strength, you know, if they were against like Skaven or something, they'd be just destroying.
I think against lesser toughness and lighter arms stuff.
Yeah,
I think dealing with elves, any kind of elf. Dealing with Empire stuff, like you say, Skaven. Pretty much anything toughness 3 on a small base is golden because you get a lot of attacks.
Absolutely.
So a lot of hits, and a lot of wounds, and you'll
and of course the lower armor as well. The Gyro Bomber really impressed me though. That big old bomb went off on these guys and killed like 8 of them. Yeah, which was amazing. So I really like him, and I love the model anyway. You know, I didn't want to take all gyrocopters, so I'm glad I made one of them up as a bomber. So they are my favourite thing in this army, and I think they make the army really interesting. They changed it from this kind of static gunline army. It's going to be quite proactive now, which obviously manoeuvrability of the rest of the units is almost nothing. Movement 3 you wouldn't think makes much of a difference compared to movement 4, but God it does. So to be able to control the movement phase with something at least is golden, and they kill stuff as well. So they're excellent. So man of the match is obviously the general for what he did. Quite a unique set of circumstances, to be fair, but I'll take it. The gyrocopters were legendary. I love them. They all did really well. The duffers for the match for me were really the rangers. I like the idea of the scouting and that, but they're just too bloody slow. They're not good as chaff because they're too slow, even if they are scouting. So I might have to drop those. It's a shame though, I like the idea of them. I love the idea of, like these kind of tough, dwarf rangers, but they're not much use. As for the 3 combat blocks, these guys die like you wouldn't believe, but then that is against probably the nastiest unit in the known universe. So fair enough. Hammers didn't really do a lot, but the guy with the mushroom of Groth and One Eye was worth his weight in gold, giving stubborn to that guy, which is what pretty much gave him the success. Because there's no way he would have won otherwise. But yeah, so that was really good. So I'll probably take that again. So yeah, this was a nice little unit as a support unit, just handing out the reroll and the stubborn. So I like those. Gaston and his cannon failed me. Oh, Gaston. He did a wound to the Demon Prince and 2 wounds to a...
No, he didn't even manage a wound on the Demon Prince.
Oh, was that someone else?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, so Gaston. He did 2 wounds to a Hell Cannon.
He rolled a 1 hitting the Demon Prince.
Oh, did he? Yeah. So he failed me. The other cannon blew itself up, which was expected. This Gaston could have had the, the common decency to blow himself up.
Scuttle his own cannon. Yeah.
As for anything else, the organ gun got obviously splattered by his Hell Cannon. Quite a precision shot for sight. Stone throwers are definitely more his thing than actual cannons. But yeah, his Hell Cannon was pretty legendary in this game. It did lots of crazy shit. But yeah, overall I'm really happy with, obviously I won because I should be happy. But it was a really fun game, and to say that playing a Dwarf army is unheard of for us. Every other game we've had has been the Dwarves have wiped him out turn 2 through shooting, and it's been really boring for Sai. It was fun for me initially, but I started feeling bad. But this game really felt like a proper game, so...
Also, the thing with that is it's not really tactics, is it? It's just sitting back. The tactic is...
It was just like playing Imperial Guard against Space Marines, yeah.
And just
how many battle cannon shots can you get before... before your opponent flips the table. Dwarves have evolved, and I'm loving it. So, yeah, I'm glad I enjoyed playing against them. But I'll hand you over to him, see what he really thinks. So,
yeah, that was really good fun. Pretty much, what kind of buggered me up a little bit was rolling the 1 for my Chaos Warriors. And that hurt because Ollie got his full force deployed where he wanted it, and I didn't. And the Warriors were the major unit I needed there and then. So other than that, it didn't really make much odds. I mean, because of that, where the Warriors came on. The gyrocopters were able to get into a very good position and were able to capitalise fully on their shooting, and also it was pretty nasty losing the skull crushers, because that took away a lot of heavy hitting power. I mean, 3 skull crushers going in against those dwarves would have made dog meat of them. They would have
pasted them.
Yeah, I mean,
no 2 ways about it.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I was after. I was after skull crushers on that unit, mainly just to take them below 50%, so that then the main unit could sort of tidy them up. These guys were then supposed to go in against the BSB, while the Demon Prince and the other skull crushers were going to work on the other unit. As it happened, the Demon Prince did a number on the other unit anyway, and sort of messed them up. But
that Demon Prince is horrible.
Yeah, I was pretty pleased how he did. Although the biggest mistake I made was not issuing the challenge with the Demon Prince, because otherwise I would have killed the Thane, and that probably would have led to my victory.
Yeah, definitely.
Because I could have assaulted the building behind where the cannon would be, which means that he wouldn't be able to hit me with the cannon, and then I could then send my my exceptionally well defended BSB against the cannon, take care of that, and then basically just use the rest of the troops to oh god, sorry, the cat's going mental in the corner. and just used the rest of what I had to mop up his forces. But yeah, that was just me forgetting that the Eye of the Gods rule means that if no other challenges are put forward, I have to issue one with one of my champions sort of characters. So yeah, I kind of forgot that, so I automatically assumed I'd use the BSB. But hey ho. And yeah, it was very, very close. I mean, it was the first time we failed to get into, the pair of us have failed to get into the thousands for victory points.
Yeah, it's 3,000 points.
Yeah, we killed very, very little. So yeah, all of Ollie's victory points came really from the Skull Crushers, nearly 500 points worth. And then really it was just chipping away at the cannons, chipping away at the chariots, and killing that. The war shrine, yeah. So yeah, that was kind of it really. So yeah, it was a very, very close game, which is really good, and it was it was fun to play against, because Warriors of Chaos and Dwarves are usually a bad matchup, because
definitely,
obviously everything is worth a lot in Warriors of Chaos, and Dwarves can pick that apart rather easily. But yeah, with this, it was tough, because the chaff was doing the majority of the killing. The chaff was really, really quite scary, which I think the Dwarves needed really, because they had nothing beforehand that could really fulfil that role well.
And I think that's largely why they ended up being a gunline army, because you can't win the movement phase because you had nothing.
Yeah.
You can't win the magic phase because you haven't got any.
Yeah.
Close combat's a bit ropey anyway, so you had to go with loads of guns.
Yeah, and the trouble is it's a bit of a weird one, because it's like shooting in fantasy, if it's too powerful, is way overpowered. And then it's like in sort of 40k, it flips around, and it's close combat can be ridiculous as well. So yeah, it's a bizarre one, but it's sort of tough to reconcile. But yeah, the Dwarves do shooting very well. The close combat isn't quite as effective, although they've got some pretty nice stuff now.
Yeah.
But all in all, I think it's a good book. As long as you don't decide to play the castle game again, which we'll just get.
Well, it just gets boring to play. It's effective, but it's boring.
Yeah.
For both players.
Like I say, it's just, and especially you end up playing against another gun line, then that's going to be the world's boringest game of Warhammer. Be like the Battle of the Somme. But yeah, so essentially we'll have to retire and see what happens next time. So yeah, we'll see you again for another game.